There is a moment in every life when playing fair stops working. It doesn't arrive with a warning. It doesn't announce itself with drama. It comes quietly, disguised as exhaustion, as confusion, as that lingering feeling that no matter how honest you are, no matter how patient, no matter how moral, the world keeps rewarding people who are not. You follow the rules. You wait your turn. You give others the benefit of the doubt. And yet, somehow, you remain stuck while others surge forward, unapologetic and unburdened. This is the moment Niccolò Machiavelli was writing for. Not for kings alone, not for tyrants or villains, but for anyone who has realized, often painfully, that fairness is not the currency of power. Machiavelli did not write to make you cruel. He wrote to wake you up. He understood something most people resist accepting until life forces it upon them. The world is not governed by ideals, but by realities. People do not behave as they should. They behave as they are, driven by fear, ambition, insecurity, desire, and self-interest. When you assume goodness will protect you, you hand your fate to forces that do not care about your intentions. Machiavelli saw this not as a moral failure, but as a strategic error. And in that distinction lies the darkness and the clarity of his lessons. Picture a man standing in a public square, honest to his core, believing truth alone will shield him. Around him, others smile politely while calculating how to use him. They praise his integrity while quietly stepping over him. Machiavelli would look at this man not with admiration, but with concern. Because virtue without awareness is not virtue, it is vulnerability. He believed morality, when practiced blindly, becomes a liability, not because morality is wrong, but because the world does not reciprocate it. One of Machiavelli's most misunderstood ideas is ruthlessness. People hear the word and imagine cruelty, violence, heartlessness. But Machiavellian ruthlessness is not about harming others for pleasure. It is about refusing to sacrifice yourself on the altar of naivety. It is about acting decisively when hesitation would destroy you. In his world, hesitation was deadly. Mercy, when misplaced, invited chaos. Kindness, when unconditional, became a weapon others used against you. He observed rulers who tried to please everyone and lost everything. Leaders who wanted to be loved and were devoured by those they trusted. From this, he drew a harsh but honest conclusion. It is safer to be feared than loved, if you cannot be both. Not because fear is noble, but because fear is reliable. Love is fragile. Love evaporates when circumstances change. Fear endures. Now pull this out of palaces and place it into modern life. The workplace, the marketplace, relationships, even friendships. How often do people promise loyalty only to disappear the moment it becomes inconvenient? How often does kindness get mistaken for weakness? Machiavelli is not telling you to betray everyone. He is telling you to stop assuming everyone shares your values, to stop projecting your conscience onto people who do not have one. This is where the lesson becomes uncomfortable, because it forces you to confront your illusions. You want to believe effort is always rewarded, that honesty always wins, that playing fair guarantees a fair outcome. Machiavelli dismantles this belief piece by piece. He reminds you that outcomes are shaped not by intentions, but by actions and perceptions. What matters is not what you are, but what you appear to be. The world judges surfaces first. Depth is discovered later, if at all. This is why Machiavelli placed such emphasis on image. He understood that power is theatrical. People believe what they see repeated, what they feel emotionally, what aligns with their fears and hopes. You can be moral in private, he argued, but in public you must be effective. You must know when to reveal softness and when to conceal it. Transparency without strategy is exposure. There is a chilling honesty in this idea, because it asks you to accept that the world is not designed to reward sincerity. It rewards competence, dominance, confidence, and control. Sometimes these qualities are genuine, often they are performed. Machiavelli did not condemn the performance. He admired it. He believed survival belonged to those who understood the script. Consider betrayal, one of the most painful human experiences. Machiavelli did not see betrayal as an exception. He saw it as inevitable. People change loyalties when incentives change. They remain faithful when it benefits them, and they leave when it does not. Expecting otherwise, he believed, was self-deception. The wise person does not rage at betrayal. They anticipate it. They design their life so betrayal cannot destroy them. This does not mean living without trust or isolating yourself from others. It means distributing your trust wisely, never placing all your power, hope, or security in one person, one system, or one promise. Machiavelli admired those who built structures strong enough to withstand human weakness, because humans will always be inconsistent. Another dark truth Machiavelli exposes is this: morality is often a luxury of the safe. When survival is at stake, ideals bend. He wrote during war, political chaos, and instability. In those conditions, the difference between decisive cruelty and compassionate hesitation could mean the difference between order and collapse. He argued that small, controlled acts of ruthlessness could prevent far greater suffering later. That disorder born from weakness was more destructive than discipline born from fear. This idea unsettles us because it challenges our modern comfort with clean heroes and clear villains. Machiavelli offers neither. He offers realism. He asks you to judge actions by consequences, not intentions. To measure goodness not by how it feels, but by what it produces. And this is where his philosophy becomes personal, because one day you will be forced to choose between being liked and being respected, between comfort and effectiveness, between preserving an image of goodness and protecting your future. Machiavelli does not make the choice for you. He simply warns you of the cost of avoiding it. Ruthlessness, in his sense, is clarity. It is knowing your goal and refusing to let sentiment sabotage it. It is setting boundaries without apology, understanding that saying no will create enemies and saying yes to everything will destroy you, recognizing that not every battle deserves fairness and not every opponent plays by the same rules. There is a quiet loneliness that comes with this awareness. Often late at night, those who see the world clearly feel it, because once you stop believing comforting lies, you cannot unsee the patterns. You notice how power moves, how narratives are shaped, how people align themselves with strength. This awareness can harden you, or it can refine you. Machiavelli never asked you to abandon your humanity. He asked you to protect it by not offering it to those who would exploit it. He believed a leader, anyone with ambition, must learn to enter the realm of necessity when required, and leave it when possible, to be ruthless when survival demands it, and restrained when stability allows it. The greatest mistake is believing. You must choose between being good and being powerful. Machiavelli knew power without restraint becomes tyranny, but goodness without power becomes irrelevance. His philosophy lives in the tension between the two, a place where ethics are tempered by reality, and reality is guided carefully by ethics. In the end, Machiavelli's darkness is not about becoming evil. It is about shedding illusions, understanding that the world rewards those who see it as it is, not as it should be. Once you accept this, you stop being shocked by betrayal. You stop being confused by injustice. You stop being surprised when kindness is not returned, and in that clarity, something unexpected happens. You gain control, not over others, but over yourself. You choose when to be open and when to be guarded, when to forgive and when to remember, when to act gently and when to act decisively. You stop playing fair in an unfair world, not because you've lost your morals, but because you've finally learned the rules. This was never meant to be comfortable. Machiavelli did not write to soothe you. He wrote to arm you, to prepare you for a world where intentions are invisible, but outcomes are everything. where power listens only to strength and survival belongs to those who understand both light and shadow. And once you truly understand this, you will never see fairness the same way again.